Right then, welcome everybody to party time. I'm Jane, I'm an alcoholic, and I'd like to welcome all of you to our celebration tonight to mark the first anniversary of the Shivering Denizens, which has proven to be such a popular and worthwhile group of AA, a Zoom-based international group spread across the world flying in a B-54-7 bomber. This was the brainchild of our hard-working but not good-looking David G of our Denizen fame. He started the daily meeting on Saturday the 2nd, 2020, and it has grown in substance and popularity so much that it has spawned a daily beginners meeting, a daily steps meeting, a Denizens 2 meeting based in the USA, and now a weekly speakers meeting. And from the humble beginnings of just 4 members at that first meeting in 2020, the meetings now attract over 300 members daily. The COVID pandemic posed a challenge to the traditional face-to-face meetings of AA, so it was a great idea to provide electronic alternatives. Unfortunately, this does not suit all of us around the world, but it has certainly fired the support and imagination of many of us. This celebration does not mean our work is done. Rather, it is an ongoing process to reach out to alcoholics who still suffer on a day-to-day basis, and to ensure and welcome support for newcomers in our daily meetings. This is an evening for fun and crap and music and song and recitation to mark the year gone by and to cement our resolve to keep going. Turn a script sheet. Reaching out to the still suffering alcoholic is a bit of a challenge when there is no physical contact, but we do our best to reach out by phone and messages so that the Zoom babies might keep coming back. We have a good group of members lined up for you tonight to entertain you, and we hope that you all enjoy it. It will be necessary to keep some order while our singers and musicians perform, out of necessity. So my co-host Joe W and I will have to mute the rest of you for a lot of the time. However, if you would like to sing a song or otherwise perform, please let us know in the chat, and we will try, and I emphasize try, to include you in the lineup, provided there is time at the end. For now, please sit back and enjoy the evening. And our first performer is our very own John M from the good old US of A, in fact, Los Angeles. So John, take it on.
Unmute. Unmute, there you go.
She looks in the mirror that hangs her hair. It's dripping with the blood of the dead. She looks like money wrapped in cocaine. Well, he's an ugly little man with a penchant for pain. They got you running like the freight trains, getting high, never stop the rain. Come on in, let us slice your brain. Welcome, welcome to the house of fame. So come on, let the pain come, let your love light shine. Come on, let the rain come to wash your mind. Come on, let the pain come so love can die. Come on, let the rain come, your dreams you'll find. No matter what you do to him, you know that boy's gonna flee. He's gonna run and run till he can't see. You can try to kill him, you can put him in jail. Well, there's no place like home when its name is hell. They've got you running like the freight trains, getting high, never stop the rain. Come on in, let us slice your brain. Welcome, welcome to the house of pain. So come on, let the pain come, let your love light shine. Come on, let the rain come, your dreams you'll find. Come on, let the pain come, so love can die. Come on, let the pain come to wash your mind. The house of pain.
Hey! So have you seen my sisters? Lately I've come to miss them. Somebody took those little girls into a world that they didn't need to know about. I made them scream and shout, and they're at your table, and they're telling you that everything will be alright. Even all those lonely suicides, they'll come back to haunt you as you lay on your side. And have you seen my brothers? Lately I've come to love them. Somebody took those little boys into a world that they didn't need to know about. Made them scream and shout, and they're at your table, and they're telling you that everything will be alright. Even all those lonely suicides, they'll come back to haunt you as you lay on your side. And the pedophile laughs, oh God, watch as you die.
There you go.
Hey, woo, woo, woo.
I'm an alligator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. I'm a space invader. I'll be a rock and roll bitch for you. And keep your mouth shut. You're squawking like a pink monkey bird, busting up my brains for the words. Keep your electric eye on me, babe. Put your ray gun to my head and press your space face close to mine, babe. Freak out in a moon age daydream, oh yeah. Don't fake it, baby. Lay the real thing on me. The Church of Man Love is such a lovely place to be. Make me, baby, make me know you really care. Make me jump into the air. Keep your electric eye on me, babe. Put your ray gun to my head. Press your space face close to mine, babe. Freak out in a moon age daydream, oh yeah. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. There you go. That one.
Oh, yeah.
The late great
Fantastic.
David Bowie wrote that with me.
Thank you, John.
How am I doing on time?
Well, we're about 10 minutes just over, mate.
Okay. Should
So
I do one more or should I stop?
Give him one more. Give him one more.
go on, one more. We've got the time.
Okay. All right.
You've got the talent.
Okay. All righty. Here we go. You want a cover or an original?
Up to you, mate.
All right, darling. Say your rosary and say a Hail Mary and give us your latest confession. We'll remove you of all your possessions and all those brocaded queens on your thrones. Oh, you'll die up there angry and all alone. No 9 years, your master better while he prayed. And oh, 9 years, he was a bitch to your slave. And oh, 9 years, he died while you came. And oh, 9 years, you fucked him to his grave. And oh, 9 years, now it's your turn. And we'll watch you pray. And say, hey, Father, give him penance. He's been down on his knees, serving his sentence. Give him absolution, God, when was his revolution. Hey sister, I'm out of here. I won't see you next year. No 9 years. Your master better he prayed. No 9 years. He was the bitch to your slave. No 9 years. He died while you came. No 9 years. You fucked him to his grave. No 9 years. Now it's your turn, and we'll watch you pray. Where's my absolution? God, where's my revolution? 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 Thank you, Shivering Denizens, for having me. Happy
Woo.
birthday.
Hey,
Cheers, John.
thank you, John, so much, mate. So much. That was
Thank you.
absolutely awesome. And I couldn't have done any better myself. So hats off. Yeah. I taught him everything he knows.
That's right.
Except
Sister
how to
Jane
put a
taught
hat
me
on.
everything I know.
Yeah.
That's a great new song line. Thank you.
Yeah. And now we're going to go over to a total change of pace and venue. We're going over to Gimvara and in the lovely Isle of Ireland, and to the lovely Bree and Eugene. We're going to give us a few moments of Irish loveliness.
Get down a little bit so you can see that.
Great stuff, John. Lovely, lovely start. Fair play to you. Miscovered Mountain, the Lucracon.
We're just going to play two jigs. These would be music that people would dance to years ago. And they're both composed by the same man. First one is called the Miscovered Mountain, and the second one is called the Lucracon. And if you don't know what a Lucracon is, it's a leprechaun with two humps.
There's loads of them around here.
Thank you very much. We're going to do a song now in Gaelic. As some people might know, there's parts of Ireland that are still Irish speaking. And this is written about 100 years ago about a woman who came back from America with a big fistful of money. And she put steam coaches, before the cars were invented, she put steam coaches on the roads in Connemara. And the song was written about her and whether she was going to marry somebody in the village. But the advice she got was, don't marry him because he drinks too much. It's called Collichan Arrogate, or the hag with the money. She the one moy, she Collichan Arrogate. She the one moy, a wallet is warriors, but she comes to a white Cushariga. Ta back at some steam, go shit on a lingus or he told cheap, shit on a caroni. Kahik she sure, ne knew a coolest a queen, she should a Collichan Arrogate. She the one moy, she the one moy, she the one moy, she Collichan Arrogate. She the one moy, a wallet is warriors, good she goes to a white Cushariga. Massam to bossa, massam to bossa, massam to bossa, Collichan Arrogate. Tossum no possum, or toshe rogas, dole shintarrogate. She the one moy, she the one moy, she the one moy, she Collichan Arrogate. She the one moy, a wallet is warriors, quick, she comes to a white Cushariga.
There you go.
Is it?
I don't know. Is that 10 minutes, Jane?
Well, yeah, that's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, grand.
So as for those of you who have loved Bree and Eugene, don't worry, they are coming on back later on in the order. So you'll hear some of all the beautiful lyrics and fiddle playing, said the actress of the Bishop. And before I introduce our next act, I'd just like to say for those of you who have just joined us, a big, huge welcome, and that's to our many four-legged friends that have also joined in this evening, I should say. So a huge welcome to them too. And to the Shivering Denizens first anniversary celebratory concert. Try saying that if you're pissed. With performances of song and verse from some of our very own denizens. If anyone has a song, a poem they want to perform later, then let us know in the chat. And if we can, we will get you in, or at least a few of you. From our humble beginnings of 4 people at our first meeting to now over 300 daily members with 4 meetings of denizens, with many of them being Zoom babies. And I think we can safely say the message of recovery is being carried. To enable us to keep doing this, or if you want to give back, to please make a Tradition 7 contribution, and the info for that will be in the chat, but there's no pressure. It's there if you want to do that. So now it's staying in Ireland and over to Ennis. And I'd also like to say, before introducing Donald, thanks to Joan, who was busting out some shapes, and to the many Irish contingent who are dancing away there. So thank you. And Mark for your multi-light show. Awesome. So now over to Ennis and the lovely Donald, who's going to share with us some, whatever Donald shares. Usually going to be funny or poetry. So Donald, it's over to you, darling. So unmute yourself. All right, if anyone can...
I'm unmuted now. Thanks a million. Thanks, Jane. And after all that, we have to go down. You know, if we're ever to come up again, we have to go down. So I have to go back to I'm thrown back to 1970. And this was busking with Tony D. I sang with a cloth cap on the floor, asking for money to drink on core. Desperate urges devoured my soul. Arranged devotion, prayed for more. On that cold, crisp morning, hollow echoing the shadow shapes shuffling, dispensing the workers from the bowels of the underground, shame and embarrassment from my own yowling, howling, begging sound, crookedly couched in the camouflaged rebel songs, maintaining my denial of action and addiction, driven in a deranged, self-destructive binge, objective in oblivion, groping, grasping mind, groveling wretch that acted the bum, the tramp was still some floors above rock bottom in his fiendish devilment, to perpetuate his predicament in his avoidance of reality and responsibility. Then I saw, coming out of the station, a man I used to drink, equal in stature with 1 month before. In mid-sentence, I changed my accent, closed my eyes, and became a cockney in disguise, singing limey songs for the Piccadilly line travellers. I was older then than I am now, although it was some 43 years ago. Mind-ravaged memory moments from the shadows still haunt me, and I am grateful, for they turned me homeward to try once more, one day at a time. It's a while back. And then coming into the Denizens, we came in on the B-52. B-52, traveling on the B-52 with the airborne bongos. I am safe in the company of these gold miners. Under the painful, pathetic panic memories, we glide, serene with sharing experience. The cockpit fully occupied with a gang of drunks. At the helm, as Don, Dave, and Dazzler brightly shines the sole searchlight across the pond, beaming us home a day at a time, no longer alone. Is wagon the god, oh dyslexia, unconditional love, howling wolf. Come in from the cold, there's no truth or love in substance. Real communion is available. Polar, gang of drunks. Dangerous denizens, dazzling doubtfuls, undermining the underlining mesmerism of drink and drugs, cleansing after brainwashing from church and state, laughing and linking with survivors, traipsing home, no longer lonely, having found true companionship, sharing truths with vulnerable, valuable lovers of every race, color, creed, and skin, waving so long to addiction. And and for those that had to stay up late at night, you know what I mean, in those early hours of the morning, remember back to Comrade Radio Moscow. You remember Radio Moscow, anybody? A voice from the Russian sector was company in those early hours when bars were closed. Hollow echoes of an empty house, perturbed, disturbed, poked and prodded the uncertainty. Questions hung like queuing mourners in a funeral parlor, mumbling well-intentioned inanities like voicing the silently grain. Baptist preaching in American Southern drawl, while a black man's life is dangling on a rope as pointed white sheets haunt the shadows. You believe? You must be joking. Laika, a stray, looking for lampposts in space. Sputnik keeps reassuringly overhead, reminding Major Yuri that it was time to get dressed for the dark side. What appears to shine is but a mere reflection. Moonshine, aptly named. It is offering shadow only, pain postponer, deflection donor, lead bet you later. Contented sobriety only possible with civil rights, 1904. Life chattering uncertainties, death silent uncertainty. The voyeur, angel demon, coldly observed, cauterizes emotion. Satirical chimes challenge the conscience of the instep martyrs. Echo chambering, angelus bell ringers, or jihad censors, danosers, queering foisted belief structures, imposed to govern and shackle the serf for perpetual slavery. Radio Moscow, you encourage the questioner. Have I time?
Yeah, no, you're finished.
No, and
You're finished.
finished.
Think for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Check
If
with
you've
Ken.
got another one,
You have another one, Grand. I have one that, well, hopefully you won't throw me out after this one. A stray dog who always comes home. I wonder how I ever settled down. That restless urge that drove me round and round, checking out what I really shouldn't know. That wonder, lust just doesn't go away. It's up for me, waiting every day to take me off to dreamland, where I pay for notions and emotions when I stray. I sniff the lampposts of the town, always wondering where it's really going down. And could there be a piece of action there for me? Sometimes I get home late, get inside my own front gate, lift my leg and howl up at the moon, with my face up to the sky, wondering why it's all going by. Everyone is traveling out there except me. And I feel so all alone when I come into my home. I lick my balls, curl up and go to sleep, dreaming wagtail dreams of well-bred bitches who don't bite. Jenny and Ish.
Hey, way!
thanks, Donald. That
Lick
was
my balls.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I don't think we could ever throw you out. Definitely wouldn't. So before I introduce our next act, we have had a couple of acts who unfortunately haven't got here just yet, but don't worry, we have more to come. I'll be handing over to my co-host, Joe W. So the next act will be Ian, if he doesn't mind coming in. So Joe, I will hand it over to you for the next half hour, and thank you everybody for coming. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Janie.
Thank you, Jane, for a wonderful job. And Ian, if you would like to give us some entertainment, I'm really enjoying the night. I hope I concentrate on my job now, as well as Jane did. But anyway, look forward to hearing some more of you.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. And happy anniversary. What a group. Such a privilege. And yeah, thanks very much for letting me. As some of you know, that I was actually traumatized earlier in the year to find out that I wasn't Scottish. modern science tells me I'm English, which it's caused me quite a lot of trauma, and I'm fighting against it. I'm going to start one of those friends donation pages that you can contribute it, so I can ask for a second opinion, but it's going to cost money. However, I still feel Scottish, but I'm here as a bit of a, you know, I was only invited to Denizens to be a translator for Baker Allen up in Greenock, but I've stuck around, and he was absolutely devastated to find out it was an Englishman helping out. But there we go, one of my friends. Anyway, enough of that drivel. I'm going to talk about Robbie Burns. As a Scotsman, he's from my heart, and I was reading a bit about his story, and his father was actually born 5 miles from where I was born. Robbie Burns' father. So you never know, there might be some genes in there somewhere. And but yeah, the guy was a genius as far as I'm concerned. You know, he's brought up post Culloden during the Highland clearances and everything, and he was a humanitarian, he was an equalitarian, he was a libertarian, and you know, the government were, you know, almost trying to send him to Australia for his sedition, but he got good high friends at Edinburgh by then, and he got away with it. But he was a genius. I mean, say some people compare him with Beethoven and Shakespeare and Rembrandt. People are just a genius, and he was very prodigious. And you know, that's enough about him. But yeah, I love the guy, and he was an observer of people. And he was a lover of man, he was a lover of nature, and he just had that gift that he could put it down on paper. And the first one poem, I'm not going to read all of it because I've only got a short spell, but it's Tam O'Shanter. And Tam O'Shanter's a story. It's basically about a drunken farmer who stays too long at the bar, and he's dreading going home to his wife. But he still stays there drinking in the bar. And when he finally does, he has got this horse called Meg that takes him home, knows the way home. And he meets some witches, bogles, in this church. And there's some words there, but the Cutty Sark, which that famous sailing ship, the figurehead, the Cutty Sark, that actually comes from Robbie Burns. And yeah, what is it? Auld Lang Syne, that's another Robbie Burns thing. It's a, you know, it's a sort of world anthem that New Year. So such was the guy. But so this is Tam O'Shanter. I'm just going to read some verses. When Chapman billies leave the street and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to tack the gate, while we sit boozing at the navvy and getting fou and unco happy, we think now on the Langscott smiles, the mosses, waters, slaps and styles that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like a gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. And so eventually Tam decides he's going to go home. So well mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelped on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, while holding fast his gid blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirkalloway was drawing nigh, where ghosts and hullets nightly cry. So he's a bit frightened now, but he's got John Barleycorn in him. Inspiring bull John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst mak us scorn. We tip an A, we fear nae evil. What Uskabay will face the deal. The swats they reigned in Tammy's noddle. Fair play, he cared nae deals a boddle. But Maggie stood, right fair, sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light, and wow, Tam saw an uncouth sight. And he got a fright, but they escaped the witches, and it's just he finishes with this warning to those of us who've got an inkling for the drink. Now, far as this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son tak heed. Whenever to drink you are inclined, or curry sarks run in your mind, think you may buy the joys o'er dear. Remember Tam O'Shanter's mare. So there you are. He was writing about alcoholism in the 1780s. And another one that I love that I'm going to do, that I often quote it actually, it's To a Mouse. And it's basically, maybe you don't know, but Robbie Burns was a farmer, was a tenant farmer. He wasn't a successful tenant farmer, but he tried it for a while. But while using the plough one day, he dug up this mouse's house. And so he felt sad, and he wrote this poem to the mouse, that the fact that he destroyed its house. We sleeked cowering timorous beastie, or what a panics in nigh breastie. The wad nae start, I was sae hasty with bickering prattle. I wad be laith to run and chase thee with murdering battle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt no whiles but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou maun live, and Damonic in say thrive. It's a sma request. I'll get a blessing with a lave, and never missed. Thy wee bit hussy to and ruin, it's silly was the winds are strewing, and nothing now the big annoying of foggage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, they snell and keen. Thou saw the fields lay bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cosy here beneath the blast thou thought to dwell, till crashed the cruel cooter past out through thy cell. That wee bit heap of leaves and stibble has cost thee money a weary nibble. Now thus turned out for a' thy trouble, but house and hald. To thou the winter's sleeve dribble, and crenach called. But mousey thou art no thy lane, improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang after gley, and leave us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. And this is the bit for living in the day. Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only toucheth thee, but I'll hie backward cast my ee on prospects drear, and forward though I canna see, I guess and fear. Thank you. Have we time for another one, or?
Yeah, we have time for another one. Yes, we have.
Okay then.
Thank you.
I'll just a little poem from the northeast of Scotland. It's not Robbie Burns, but it's one I knew as a young child, and it got my love of poetry. And it's about a crow that's reaching the end of its life, and it reaches the end of its life, and all it can speak is gratitude for how it's lived its life. And it's "Ca, ca, ca," said the Dean Old Cra, as he nipped his beak on a dockin. I care not a straw though I'm wearing the wa, for I've tasted the tatties of bucking. So there you are. And this one, I would like to read from Burns. It's to Breed and Eugene, to Breed especially, who pointed this one out to me. I'd never read it, and it really speaks of Robbie's love of nature and his care for nature. And hopefully we'll put it in the chat, but there's a lovely, I can't remember his name now, the guy who sings this. It's a folk song. It's beautiful. And we'll put it in chat, and get on iTunes and have a look at that one. So it's called Composed in August, but a lot of people know it as the Westland Winds. Now Westland winds and slaughtering guns bring autumn's pleasant weather. The Gorkirk springs on whirring wings among the blooming heather. Now waving grain wide o'er the plain delights the weary farmer. The moon shines bright as I rove by night to muse upon my charmer. The petrick lows the fruitful fells, the plover lows the mountains, the woodcock haunts the lonely dells, the soaring hern the fountains. Through lofty groves the cushat roves, the path o' man to shun it, the hazel bush o'erhangs the thrush, the spreading thorn, the linnet, that every kind of pleasure find, the savage and the tender, some social join and leagues combine, some solitary wonder. Avant away the cruel sway, tyrannic man's dominion, the sportsman's joy, the murdering cry, the fluttering, gory pinion. But Peggy dear, the evening's clear. Thick flies the skimming swallow. The sky is blue, the fields in view, all veiled in green and yellow. Come let us stray our gladsome way, and view the charms of nature, the rustling corn, the fruited thorn, and ilk a happy creature. We'll gently walk and sweetly talk, whilst the silent moon shines clearly. I'll clasp thy waist and fondly press, swear how I loathe thee dearly. Not vernal showers to budding flowers, not autumn to the farmer, so dear can be as thou to me, my fair and lovely charmer. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you very much for letting me join this august company and share some of my love of Rabbie Buns with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. That was beautiful. I enjoyed it so much, and how lucky we all are to have the Shivering Denizens. And I, for one, I'm so grateful that the Shivering Denizens came along when they did, before I went down too much of a morass of self-pity during the lockdown. Anyway, for those of you who have joined us, a big warm welcome to our celebratory concert for our first birthday. And it's wonderful to hear the talent that we have here with our very own denizens. If any of you has a song, story, or poem they want to perform, let us know on the chat, and we'll try and fit you into the agenda. So just to remind us that from our humble beginnings of 4 members at our first meeting on the 2nd of May 2020, to now 4 daily meetings with over 300 members, many of them Zoom babies, I think we can safely say the message of recovery is being carried. If you wish to make a Tradition 7 contribution so that we can keep going, then our details will be in the chat, but that's not obligatory. So tonight is about celebrating that we have come this far, all of us, a day at a time. That's all we have. And I was going to ask Bridge and Eugene to come in again because some of our participants in the concert haven't arrived yet, but they will be along. And Bridge and Eugene, would you like to come in now? I need to unmute you. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. And yeah, thanks. It's great to be second best. I'm often asked to share when somebody else doesn't turn up, so here we go. And Ian, that was lovely. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to sing a song. This is called The Flower Maharali, and if you want us to fill in more time, well, you might sing a song as well, yeah.
Okay.
Hope I remember the words now. One pleasant summer's morning, when all the leaves were springing up, nature was adorning, and the wee birds sweetly singing on. I met my love near Banbridge town, my darling blue-eyed Sally, oh. She's the queen of the county down, and the flower of Maharali, oh. With admiration I did gaze upon this charming maiden, oh. Adam wasn't half so pleased when he met Eve in Eden, no. Her skin was like the lily white that grows in yonder valley, oh. She's my queen and my heart's delight, and the flower of Maharali, oh.
Beautiful.
Her yellow hair in ringlets hung, her scarlet cap and feather, oh. Her bonnet with blue ribbons hung, her boots were Spanish leather, oh. Like Venus bright she did appear, my charming blue-eyed Sally, oh. She's the girl that I love dear, and the flower of my rally, oh. I hope the day will surely come when we'll join hands together, oh. 'Tis then I'll bring my darling home, in spite of wind or weather, oh. And let them all say what they will, and let them reel and rally, oh. For I shall wed the girl I love, the flower of my rally, oh. That's it.
Lovely.
Beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful. That's so nice, Breed. Eugene, have you anything to contribute?
Hundreds. I'm going to sing a song now, and some of the younger people in the room will get all guilty about this. It's all about falling in love on the internet and the dangers involved. It's not just AA that is Zoom, but Zoom has been a romantic thing for a long time. This is a song about a fella who gets into terrible trouble. Come all ye lads who surf the net and listen unto me, for I fell in bad company in virtual reality. She loved me electronically, she was the icon of my life, and every night I took great delight in surfing for a wife. Oh, one night upon the internet a site I chanced to access. Well, I spied a dame with no username, she asked for my address. This female sent me an email all the way from @IAL, and I replied, callmetom.com, for that is the protocol. I knocked on my love's windows, and she asked me to come in. And every night we took great delight in committing mortal sin. All night long we browsed and caroused till the darkness began to fade, and sure I fell head over heels in love with my charming virtual maid. She'd a beauty queen with eyes of green, this vision on my screen. She's one of God's finest creatures that ever yet was seen. You could hunt the net from here to Tibet, yet no one could match her fame. And I bless the day that I happened to stray on that dame with no username. Well, I asked her would she marry me, and she said that ne'er could be, for she had got a laptop lad networked to her PC. She said he'd surf home soon again, and true she would remain, till she would wed in his domain and change her username. Well now, me lads, the news is bad, I'm cut down in my prime, for a virus struck and it brought bad luck, I'm left in terminal decline. They said it was the VDU, I could no longer see, and my love went down with system shut down, and that was the end for me. So come all ye lads who surf the net and go from site to site. Don't stray too far from your own home page, don't stay up late at night. For I was born an only son, and my parents they called me Tom, but I died a virtual lover, remember, tom.com.
Woohoo! Do you write that one?
No, I wasn't late.
Wonderful, thank you. Do you want to play a tune for us? Or are you?
We play a tune on the whistle and the fiddle.
Yeah, either. Or both.
It's a tune from Finland. It's called The Flowers of the Forest. It's a nice little waltz. So if any of you want to hop around the kitchen when we're playing, might be good.
Practice your waltzing.
There's an A there. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. What wonderful talent we have here. And we have Kevin now has arrived into the house. So if Kevin, are you ready to give us a song or a tune? It would be lovely to hear from you.
I'm almost there. All I have to do now is get this chord. Who's next on the list? How much time do I have? Or anybody else got anything?
I've got somebody here to come on. Joe S., would you like to sing a song for us?
Huh? Let me see.
Joe S is coming on first, mate.
Great.
You got Column as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Hello, everyone. My name is Joe, and I'm an alcoholic. And I wasn't going to come today because I was going to sleep. It was only 3:15, and I didn't shit the bed. I didn't wee the bed. I wasn't sick on myself, which is a bonus. It's a bonus. But this is one of the new songs, and I thought I'll try this for you today. I've got it on my phone, and I can't remember all the lyrics, but it's beautiful. Okay, and it's sort of about me and the way I think. If I get too excited, I'm going to wake up the whole fucking neighborhood. Pardon my French. I'm still asleep. So if anyone's offended by me swearing, get fucked. But that's okay. I love you all, and you know I do. Alrighty, here we go. Tell me, I'm going to look for Joe. I'm going to look for your head if you can hear the music. All right, because I need you to hear the music. This is Yesterday's Hero by the Bay City Rollers. I've got to see the words. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to entertain you, to excite you, and to surprise you today. When you walk down the street, see the people who stop and stir and say, haven't I seen your face before a long time ago? When you walk down the street, see the people who say why and say, how you doing, buddy? When you walk on by, I thought I'd say hello. Come on, everybody. Haven't I seen your face before? When you, the brother, used to live next door. When you on television every night. Haven't I seen you around? Take a look at me, I'm yesterday's hero. Yesterday's hero. Take a look at me. I'm yesterday's hero. Yesterday's hero. So that I'm gonna be if we don't get together, making you start and be somebody better. All that I'll be if we don't get together now. You pass me by and say, how you doing, buddy? When you walk on by, don't read the news. When you walk down the street, you'll be sorry, then don't feel bad. If you'll follow my story, then just be glad you ain't in my shoes. Well, haven't I seen your face before? When to the bar that used to live next door. Yes, I was on television every night. Haven't I seen you around? Take a look at me, I'm yesterday's hero. Sorry. Yesterday's hero. Take a look at me. I'm yesterday's hero. Yesterday's hero. All that I'm gonna be if we don't get together, making you start and be somebody better. All that I'll be if I don't get together now. Today we have David, Jackie, John, Vanessa, Ian, Rita, Donald, Frid, Eugene, Carol, Baker, Alan, who the is Alan? Alice, who the is Alice? I love you all. John, Becky, Colin, Marty. And yesterday's hero. We're all yesterday's heroes. Yesterday's hero. Yesterday, I was a rooster. Today, I'm a feather duster. I'm yesterday's hero. Yesterday's hero. It's all that I'm gonna be if we don't get together. Making you start and be somebody better. I love you all and I wanna be better now. Thank you.
Woo! Thanks very much. Thank you. And I have great pleasure in handing the controls back to my friend and co-host Jane, and she'll have some really good stuff for you coming up now. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, babe. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you, Joe, for that very lively song. And I'm sure your neighbours loved it at 4 a.m. in the morning. So I'm sure it's not the first time the cops have been called on you, so bit of a down memory lane for you, mate. So now with that, I'm going to hand over to Colin, who has been very patiently waiting with his cloth cap on and his hoodie, so he's down with the kids, and his guitar. So Colin, would you like to come and give us 10 minutes of your Irish warbles? I said your warbles, by the way.
How's that? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, lads, happy birthday, everybody. Jeez, that's great, the Denizens. Well done, you know. Can you hear that, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Bannon T, Joe. Guramagut Bannon T, Joe. Agus Guramagut Jane. Anawa. I sing this song a good few years ago over. I was visiting my son in Boston, and I was in a pub there, and they asked me to sing a song, and I sang this one, and I couldn't notice there's a woman over in the corner, and she was crying. There was tears in her eyes. So as I finished, I went over to her and I said, I couldn't help noticing that you were crying when I was singing that song. Are you Irish? She said, no, I'm a singing teacher. Walking all the day near tall towers where falcons build their nests. Silver wings they fly, they know the call of freedom in their breasts. Saw black head against the sky with twisted rocks that run down to the sea. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland. Talking all the day with true friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news, singing songs to pass the night away. Stood on Dingle Beach and cast in wild foam, found Atlantic bass. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland. drinking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. Someone touched the bow, they played a tune that was so fine and gay. Watch the Galway salmon run like silver dancing, darting in the sun. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw a land where no one had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light. Lying where the falcons fly, they twist and turn all in the blue sky. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, I asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea, and I sang a song for Ireland. Yes, I sang a song for Ireland.
Lovely stuff.
Way!
The fish in the oven. 2 pieces each.
You want another one?
Go on then, Colin.
Right.
In strumming.
The bird never flew on one wing.
I just got a text from my agent to say that there's a million of them. That was a million seller. No, sorry, I got it wrong. Wait to put on my glasses. Now he said he has 1 million of them in his cellar. Right, this is for anyone who's depressed. You know, I hope it lifts them. And for the rest of you, it might make you worse. Happy birthday, Denizens. This is a Stockton Wing song, and like any Stockton Wing song, they don't write the first verse. It's all la 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 stuff, you know. La 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 yeah, la la la. When you feel like you're lying low and the mountains seem no closer than before, and you wonder why. You know in your mind it goes no good to hide, and the only way of living is survive. Makes you feel alive. See all the doors swing open, your life unfolds before your very eyes, showing no surprise. Walking around, come into the sound, forget that you're down and feel the air. Beautiful affair. La 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 la, sad verse. La 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 la. La 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 la. Walking around, come into the sound, forget that you're down and feel the air. Beautiful affair. Now there comes a time when you look around and you see the ocean rise before your eyes, showing no surprise. So you make your way down to the shore and you climb aboard, give yourself a smile. It's great to be alive. See all the doors swing open, your life unfolds before your very eyes, showing no surprise. On the Denizens. Walking around, come into the sound, forget that you're down and fill the air. Beautiful affair, beautiful affair.
Lovely stuff.
Awesome. Whoever knew you were so good with your hands, Colin?
It's that.
That was fantastic. And a lovely voice, I have to say.
Very Margaret.
I'm going to see if Kevin is ready. Are you ready, Kevin, to come onto this virtual world?
I can do a little bit of multitasking. I rolled the dice on something and I think it worked. So this is a kind of a fusiony jazz tune I'm going to do. It's the original song. I'll call it Whacked Out because when you think of, now I spell it whacked is spelled W-A-K-T, because we know what it was like for us to be in the last throes of alcoholism and addiction, just out our damn mind. But here we go. Let me see.
I wish you'd gone to some effort, Kevin, to set up some lights and whatever.
Oh, just a little bit. This is the stage. Stage lights so happen to be on. Let me see if everything's set and ready to go. You hear that?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's just a little snippet version. I can tweak one little thing. And matter of fact, for the remix, call somebody to do something next, and I'm going to play this a little bit longer.
All right, Kevin.
Be right back. I got one thing I got to fix.
Right,
So
yeah.
let me mute myself, and I got to loop this thing so I can play a little bit longer. Be right with you. Cool.
Will do.
Cool, man.
Will do. Colin, can you come back in? For a quickie? Said the actress to the bishop.
Right.
There he is, superstar.
Ah, stop it. Stop it.
All right.
This is a song about a colleen from Galway going to Memphis and over to see Elvis Presley. You hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm too low. Was she dressed in the dark? and she whispered amen. She was pretty and pink, like a young maid again. 20 years married, and she never thought twice. She sneaked out the door and went into the night, and the silver wings carried her over the sea, from the west coast of Ireland to West Tennessee, to be with her sweetheart. She left everything, from Galway to Graceland, to be with the king. She was humming Suspicion, that's the song she liked best. She had Elvis, I Love You tattooed on her breast. When she landed in Memphis, sure her heart beat so fast, for she knew now so long that she'd meet him at last. She was down by his graveside day after day. Come closing time they would drag her away, to be with her sweetheart. She left everything, from Galway to Graceland, to be with her king. Oh, they came in their thousands from the whole human race, to pay their respect at his last resting place. Daily she knelt there, and she told him her dreams. She thought that he'd answered, now that's how it seemed. And they dragged her away, it was handcuffs this time. She said, my dear man, are you out of your mind? Can you see I am married? See, I'm wearing his ring. I come from Galway to Graceland, to be with the king. I come from Galway to Graceland, to be with the king.
Colin. Woohoo! And now I'm going to add a bit of class to the proceedings, even more class to the proceedings. Is Jackie, who has got a poem for us. So Jackie,
I hasten to add, I didn't write it. I've just received. Johnny Kay is our another resident poet we have, only he's on the road. So I've just had it sent to me so that he can be part of it, and I'm going to read his words that he's written. It's called Child's Mind. Behind the walls of pretty things, perfect hair and expensive rings, lives the anger of the self-absorbed, shallow emotions of elusive doors. Tightly closed when the young were teething, remaining locked until we hear the screaming, passing the edge of the wounded spirit, devouring the mind until no one can hear it. Tucked in the corners waiting to be called, thoughts of happiness makes no sense at all. Lost is the reasoning of the average-minded, screaming for help but no one can find it. I wish I could see through the blinded eye, exposing the difference between you and I, never remembering the lust of the past, if only satisfaction was in my grasp. Devoured is the moment with mindless pain, I know I will arrive with endless shame. I have danced this dance with better than you, although my selection is less than a few. Driven to recklessness is the mind of a child, it is only safe for a short while. Experience is lost with someone like you. It's still the same, but I already knew. Failure would come in a matter of time. Life is the child that no one can find. Johnny Kay.
Johnny Kay. Wow.
Brilliant and brilliantly read, Jackie. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jackie.
Really, really good. And now, hoping he's got his technical wizardry set up. Kevin, are you there? I sound like I'm going to get the points for like Eurovision Song Contest. Hello, America, are you there?
Now for the remix.
Go on,
Let's see,
Kev.
hopefully I did this right.
Amazing, Kevin. Amazing. Thank you.
Who's next on the hit list?
Well, we can always get somebody. You need to readjust your knobs, so to speak.
I just wondered how balanced everything sounded over that.
Yeah, it sounded great. It sounded great, Kevin.
Okay, cool.
Have you got another one in you?
I might, let me see. I hadn't really prepared nothing. I'm just pretty much screwing around, kind of like, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up something in my little bit of lab. Be right back.
I'll go to somebody else then, Kev, to give you time.
All right.
Right, now, next on our hit list will be David G, who's going to be warbling for us. So I will now hand back to my other co-host, Joe W. Thank you all for listening to my waffle. So over to Joe.
Thanks very much, Jane. That was wonderful. We're getting such great talent here. You know, it's very, very enjoyable, really enjoyable to hear everybody and all the different aspects of song and music and poetry. Really, really great. Not just spiritual beings, not just ex-drunks, you know, but artistic too. So it's really good to be able to celebrate. And David, would you like to come in and give us an old song there?
All right, okay. So this is one of my favorite songs that was written by a guy from America, Paul Robeson, who was a spiritualist in the late part of the 19th century, early 20th century. He's a hero of mine. And it's just a little ditty that he did, and I'm going to do my best to do it justice. So it goes like this. Put on the skillet, put on the lead, Mammy gonna make a little shortening bread. That ain't all she's a-trying to do. Mammy gonna make a little coffee too. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. 3 little children are lying in the bed. 2 was sick and the other was dead. Sent for the doctor. The doctor said, feed them children on shortening bread. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread. Mammy's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mammy's little baby loves shortening bread.
Woo!
Woo! And this is the next one. This is one of my favorite songs by Don McLean, who, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but I'll give it my best shot. It's very close to my heart. It's The Mountains of Moore, which is I love this place. And I've recently been staying in Ireland, and every time I look at those mountains around Ireland, I think of this song. Oh, Mary, this London's a wonderful sight, with people here working by day and by night. They don't sow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's gangs for gold in the street. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I've found there, I might as well be in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. I believe that when writing a wish you expressed as to how the fine ladies of London were dressed. But if you'll believe me, when asked to a ball, they don't wear no tops to their dresses at all. Oh, I've seen them myself, and you could not in truth tell if they were bound for a ball or a bath. Don't be starting them fashions now, Mary McCree, in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. There's beautiful girls here, oh, never you mind. Beautiful shapes nature never designed. Lovely complexions of roses and cream. But let me remark with regard to the same, that if at those roses you venture to sit, the colors might all come away on your lip. So I'll wait for the wild rose that's waiting for me in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. You remember young Diddy McLaren, of course. Well, he's over here with the rest of the force. I saw him one day as he stood on the strand. He stopped all the traffic with a wave of his hand. And as we were talking of days that are gone, the whole town of London stood there to look on. But for all his great powers, he's wishful like me to be back where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David. That's beautiful. I love that song. It's really beautiful. And the one before it. I think my mother used to sing that one. If anyone has a song, story, or poem that they would like to perform, let us know in the chat. And if we have enough time at the end, we'll try and get some of you in. And I just remind you that from our humble beginnings, started by David of just 4 people at our first meeting on the 2nd of May, to now 4 daily meetings with over 300 members, many of them Zoom babies. I mean, how magic is that? That is magic. I think we can safely say the message of recovery is being carried. And if you wish to make a Tradition 7 contribution, then the details will be in the chat. Let's carry on with the show. And who's going to be our next act? We've got a few more minutes left, and it'd be lovely to hear from someone else.
We've got a couple of people in the, before Kevin comes back in, we've got a couple of people in the chat who have said that they'd
Good.
like to do something. Margaret H has got a poem.
Oh, good.
And Barbara T knows an old one. Don't we all, Barbara? You know, but I think she's talking about a poem or a song.
So let's have Margaret first. And Margaret, would you like to share your poem with us? It'd be great to hear you. Thank you. Margaret, can I find you here?
Yep, I've got her.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm Margaret, I'm an alcoholic, and I have a little poem here written by my brother John. He got sober September 1974 and he passed away July 2019. And he 12-stepped me into the program. And he got me, he hooked me with the words, the AA program could save the world. And this poem was written by John about his granddaughter, Katie. I think it's one of the most beautiful love songs or love poems I've ever read. Katie, Katie loved the house. It had a pink bathroom. Oh, so much to love. Policemen never wear pink, or judges, or plumbers, or those who rule the world. But a sunny morning wears pink, and those evenings in the sun. And Katie, brighter than the sun with lacy pink wings and a starry diadem, for angels wear pink. John Hogan, Katie's granddad, who loves Katie, even more than Katie loves pink, if that's possible. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing that with us. It's so beautiful. I believe we've got Bartley in at the party now. Bartley, would you like to?
Swinger! Swinger!
A song.
No, I'm unmuted. So, Bartley, are you in the room? Would you like to sing a song for us?
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to rise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. You were only waiting for this moment to rise.
Thank you very
Give us
much.
another
Thank you,
one. Give us another
Bartley.
one.
We have another one.
I don't know.
Go on, do another one.
Oh God, I don't know what to do. If there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do, just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. I got everything that you want, like a heart that's oh so true. Just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. I got arms of love to hold you and keep you by my side. I got lips that long to kiss you, keep you satisfied. If there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do, just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. That was great, Bartley. Great to see you.
Swinger!
See you.
And Barbara, would you like to come in and give us a song or do something for us now to?
I can do a ditty. I used to
Great.
consider Christy Moore a diddly eye, sweaty old man, but I've
Whoa.
come to I know, but I've come to appreciate the good stuff in recovery. So I'm going to turn my video off because I'll get all embarrassed. I'm going to sing Black is the Colour. So sorry, I hope I'm not bringing the tone down now after an upbeat song. Black is the colour
of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. I love my love, and well she knows. I love the ground whereon she goes. I wish the day it soon would come when she and I could be as one. Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. I go to the Clyde and I mourn and weep, for satisfied I ne'er can be. I write her a letter, just a few short lines, and suffer death 1,000 times. And this is the last bit. Sorry. Black is the color of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some roses fair. She's the sweetest smile and the gentlest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. That's it.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Wow,
Barbara.
Barbara.
That was
Well
amazing.
done. And now we have Margot, who's going to entertain us with a song or a poem. Margot, can you come in, please? Did I mute you there and unmute you, Margot? I'm not doing too well at this, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we got
can.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to read a poem that my best friend sent to me, and I just had it up. Bear with me for 1 second. Here it is. She sent it to me. Well, I want to express my appreciation to the Denizens. I came into the Denizens around Christmas time, and I was having a great deal of problems with my daughter. And my best friend sent me this lovely poem that she came across that she had written. No title, but I wish I had a magic wand to lift you up and far beyond the ties that bind your perfect heart to darken chaos that splits apart. My wand would wave away the doubts and paint the flaws you fret about in hues at once illuminating your gifts, unique and restless waiting. From time to time I fantasize. You can see yourself through my eyes, my impish child so eager for wild worlds before you explore. And even with some bumps and frights, my hugs and kisses make it right. Fearless, precious, never bored. You've truly been my life's reward. I wish I had a magic wand to turn your darkness into dawn, to glimpse the wonder that I see. My life my child you'll always be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Margot. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing
Thanks,
that
Margot.
with us. Really beautiful. And I think if we don't have anyone else, we go back to Kevin at this stage. Alan, are you going to do something for us? No, no. So did you say something, Jane?
I've got one if nobody else is coming in.
Oh, great.
Right. I'm not going to sing it because it would really ruin it, but I'm going to say the song as a poem. Right. Now, here's a little story. To tell it is a must, about an unsung hero that moves away your dust. Some people make a fortune, others earn a mint. My old man don't earn much. In fact, he's flicking skin. Oh, my old man's a dustman. He wears a dustman's hat. He wears called blimey trousers and he lives in a council flat. He looks a proper nana in his great big hobnail boots. He's got such a job to pull them up that he calls them daisy roots. Some folks give them tips at Christmas and some of them forget. So when he picks their bins up and he spills some on the step. Now one old man got nasty and to the council wrote, next time my old man went round there, he punched him in the throat. So my old man's a dustman. He wears a dustman's hat. He wears a cord blimey trousers and he lives in a council flat.
Lovely, lovely. And we have Christine now who's going to sing a song for us. If I can find you here, Christine, and unmute you. Christine.
I got it.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Thanks very much. Thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks, everybody. And a big, big, big congratulations to the Denizens. And I thought, that David singing, I'm in here. I'm in. I have never, in my 30 years, I've never sung sober. But I'm doing it today, so congratulations. I'm singing this to Baker Allen. I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm singing it for Baker. And it's just a wee song that goes like this. Well, we got married one morning, 'cause I fell in love without warning. When the guests had all gone, we were alone side by side. Now we started getting ready for bed, and that's when I nearly dropped dead, 'cause his teeth in his hair he had placed on the chair side by side. Now I looked there in blank amazement at his glass eyes so small. His arms and his legs joined them on the chair beside the wall. Well, I stood there broken hearted, 'cause half of my man had departed. So I slept on the chair while there was more of them there, side by side. That was it. That was it. I love you.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful. Thank you very much for that. There's all sorts of surprises bringing up here. This is the marvelous thing about the Denizens. We've got all sorts of people here with talents, hidden talents. We weren't just able to drink, folks. We were able to get sober, and now we can sing, and we can be happy, and we can be sad. We can be sad too. Anyone else got something that they want to perform for us here? No.
We're going to go back to Breed and Eugene, or
Sorry?
Breed and Eugene still there, or they packed it away?
They may have, but before they go,
Oh, they're eating.
they're eating. Okay, so I'll just do a little one myself if I have your permission.
I was going to say you, Joe. Go on.
Go on, Joe.
With it.
Woo!
Go, Joe.
If I were a lady, I'd wear a hat that all the street would be looking at. And I'd have a lady's maid, do you mind, to lace and button me dress behind. A dress that was lined with good sateen, none of your bits of bombazine. and the girls with envy would grind their teeth when they heard it rustling underneath. If I were a lady, I'd go to the play, and I'd look through my opera glasses and say, I've seen this in a review before. The leading lady's an awful bore. Let's all get up when she starts her song and go and eat cakes in a restaurant. Then I'd call for my bill and settle it. I'd give the waiter a threepenny bit. If I were a lady, but then I'm not. My dinner comes out of the stirabout pot. Still, there's a lot of show and sham. Maybe I'm better the way I am.
Way.
So there you are. You're either full of ego or you're not. You know what I mean?
I think Kevin is still there, but there's also Joan who has got a poem, and a couple of others who Nathan has said he can write a poem as well. So there's still a few people.
Okay, so John, I thank God you're there, Jane, because I'm losing out here. Is it John from Liverpool?
Joan.
No?
Joan. Can somebody say it?
Oh, Joan. Thank you very much, Joan.
It's so good to be a part of this. And, you know, and to see our growth, individual growth. This one is called Stinkin' Thinkin'. And I had a lot of stinking thinking when I first came in, but because I worked the 12 steps, I don't have so much stinking thinking anymore. And when I get that stinking thinking, I know what to do with it. So here it goes. There are monsters crawling in my closets. There are monsters bunkered under my bed. Though the monsters that I fear the most are the monsters harbored in my head. Hiding in the darkest corners, I never know when they'll appear. The most frightening monsters of them all is the dreaded monster known as fear. Monsters come and monsters go. Monsters seem to ebb and flow. They never seem to care nor know if I'm awake or if I'm sleeping. Creeping in and creeping out, they fill my head with dread and doubt, spinning, spiraling, scurrying about into my thoughts. They're slyly sleeping. Swirling, twirling like racing rapids of a rushing river, hurling, whirling like turbulent tides, monsters ripping through me, raging, roaring without warning, nor do I have an inkling. Batten down the hatches, here comes a wave of stinking thinking. And thank God, solution, we can be with each other and dump it, cut it in half, work the steps, and I have to say, I used to call my stinking thinking, I still do, my non-God thoughts, because God is not a fear. So just a reminder, give us hope. We don't have to have these monsters anymore. Thanks.
Thank you very much. That's great, Joan. Really good. And it's very apt for us here. So we've got 3 people left here who are going to entertain us. We've got Nathan and we've got Kevin, and just let me see who else. Jane, did you say?
Louise.
Louise, oh yeah, right. So if we have Nathan first and Louise, and we finish up with Kevin, how does that sound?
Yeah.
So Nathan, let me get you here. Nathan. Well, I'm not up to this job, I think.
You're doing grand. There he is, unmuted.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, enjoying myself. Impressed with everyone's talents. Very good. I wrote this poem back in on the 3rd of November 2005. So it's 16 years old. So it might be a little bit dated, but we'll see how it goes. It's called A Visionary's Curse. The world's population perceives that the possibility of another prophet is a thing of the past. Persons of popularity with a voice that reaches a wide audience and the power to provide not just the promise, but the production of a better world, protect big business with every thread of their being. Yet vast majorities cannot see through their deceit. Whilst the few that begin to formulate ideas for a fantastic future are frowned upon and simply labeled, I'm sorry, I'm getting other people like, anyway. Okay, I'll start that stanza again. Yet vast majorities cannot see. Yeah, if I'm going to continually interrupt it, I can't.
It's all right, go on, mate. You're okay. It's all muted.
Okay, thanks. Yet vast majorities cannot see through their deceit. whilst the few that begin to formulate ideas for a fantastic future are frowned upon and simply labelled as free spirits because they have not chosen to follow the norm. Still, these outcasts realise they are not yet free, though they'd much like to be. But there's an all-conquering curse that confines the pursuit of their ideals, a social ignorance that conforms to the Fed mentality to fear change. I say, disengage from the ways woven into your fabric of free thought. Explore the chance that this life may still amaze you. Unglue yourself from the grip of greed and competitive careers. Be satisfied with the steps that fuel your fate and share it with fellow workers, family, and friends. People underestimate the value of waiting for the last slice of cake or not shaking the money jar until it breaks. A vision of values like these, held in many minds, may inspire a prosperous palette of political promises that produce positivity, protect plant life, allow accepting attitudes, and target the unique talents of every individual. What a humble place this may be, but may never be seen, for people are hungry for every scrap society can serve and are not prepared to learn that their soul is not just a bargaining tool in their next big sell. Our wishing wells are all dried up. All the water is being held by the damned. Hell is here and now and cannot believe in no promised land. Take my hand and swim as hard as you can. To stop from drowning is my only plan. There you go.
Hey,
Way, good on you, mate.
Anyway.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And apologies. I think I added to that furore when you were performing there. I'm sorry about that. And we have Louise now, and then Kevin, and then we have a little surprise at the end. So Louise.
Hi, I'm Louise and I'm an alcoholic. So
Hello.
when I came to the Denizens, this was a song that I've been playing for quite a good while. And it is to you all, Denizens, because it is so true for me. And it's a song, and I'm not going to sing it because I can't sing. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. Sorrow, sorrow, sorrow. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. You saw it. You claimed it. You touched it. You saved it. My tears are drying. My tears are drying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My tears are drying. My tears are drying. Your beauty and kindness made tears clear my blindness. While I'm worth my room on this earth, I will be with you while the chief puts sunshine on Leith. I thank you for your work, for your birth, my birth. And then the proclaimers go, yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Louise.
Baker Allen, that's for you as well.
Thank you. And Kevin, are you ready to come back in and give us some more entertainment, please?
Yeah, I got a little something for us. Let me see. I'm gonna put this where y'all can see me. I'm kind of doubling up, switching to my keyboard this time. I don't be too loud, but here we go. Next. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that was great,
Cheers,
Kevin.
Kev. G'day, mate. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. You're mute now, Kevin, but we're coming to the end of proceedings here. And, you know, for me, I really appreciate, you know, what we've seen here and what we've heard here. It's been fantastic. And thank you all very much. And you've been a great audience. I was trying to say that. You're a great audience. And what can I expect from the denizens? So I think, David, you may have a little song to play us out with now, do you? David, have you gone missing?
Oh, hi. Sorry. Oh, right.
Right, you can go. Indy, come up with me.
Need a bit of privacy before I wake everyone.
Right.
So sorry. Hey, so I just wanted to say thank you very much to everyone for coming along. This has been just better than we expected. I think the original idea was to do a music marathon, but I think 2 hours is great. And just wanted to say thank you to everyone for coming along. And I do want to make a special mention of Daz, who's not is not a member of this group anymore, but he was with me on the first ever meeting, as was Ruth, who's not here either, and they were very much instrumental in the start of this meeting. So thank you very much. Do you want me to finish with a song, or do you want to finish there? What do you think, Joe, Jane?
Finish with a song. Song, David, please.
Okay, right. Okay, well, this is one of my favorite songs of ever, and it's to do with actually there's somebody in the room is a good friend of mine who relate to this. It's probably the unofficial Australian national anthem. We don't really like God Save the Queen, I don't think. But this is the one. This is the one that I grew up with, or Advanced Australia, but this is the one I grew up with. And it's a really pertinent song. It's always struck a chord with me. It's about a guy who comes back from Vietnam, who was at the Battle of Caisson, and he comes back to the normal world. And it's always resonated with me because he had to deal with drink and drugs, and it's how he lived his life in his roaming. So, and again, this is by Cold Chisel, a famous Australian band. So I think the Aussies, and this is for the Aussies who are in the room as well, but for everyone. So it goes like this. I left my heart to the sappers round Caisson, and my soul was sold with my cigarettes to the black market man. I had the Vietnam cold turkey from the ocean to the Silver City, and it's only other vets could understand about the long forgotten dark side guarantees, how there were no B-Day heroes in 1973, and how we sailed into Sydney Harbor. I saw an old friend, but I couldn't kiss her. She was blind and I was home to the lucky land. And she was like so many more from that time on. The lives were all so empty until they found their chosen one. And their legs were often open and their minds were always closed. And their hearts were held in vast suburban chains. And the legal pads were yellow, hours long pay packets lean. And the telex riders collided where the gunships once had been. And car parks make me jumpy, and it never stopped the dreams or the growing need for speed and Novocaine. So I worked across the country from end to end. I tried to find a place to settle down where my mixed up life could mend. I held a job on an oil rig, flying choppers when I could. But the nightlife nearly drove me round the bend. And I've traveled round the world from year to year. And each one found me aimless, one more year the worse for wear. And I've been back to Southeast Asia, but the answer sure ain't there. And I'm drifting off to check things out again. Well, the last plane out of Sydney is almost gone, and only 7 flying hours, and I'll be landing in Hong Kong. And there ain't nothing like the kisses from a jaded Chinese princess. I'm gonna hit some Hong Kong mattress all night long. Well, the last plane out of Sydney's almost gone. You know, the last plane out of Sydney's almost gone. And it's really got me worried. I'm going nowhere and I'm in a hurry. You know, the last plane out of Sydney's almost gone. Thank you. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, David. That's wonderful. I like that. I like that. That's lovely. It's been a wonderful evening, everybody, and I want to thank everybody who helped with this, helped setting it up. It certainly wasn't me who helped set it up, and I was glad to be able to play a part in it. And on behalf of Jane and myself, I would say, you know, it's been enjoyable for us, and thank Breed very much for her help with it, with or whatever we had to do here, and thank all of you for participating so much and so well and so happily here. It is a time for celebration, and we need that. We deserve it. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jane.
Jane.
Thank you.
Thanks, Becky.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. This was wonderful.
Thanks, Eugene.
Thanks, Becky.
Thanks, Breed.
Thank you, Bruno.
Holding me
Thanks,
up.
Becky.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Mark.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Christina.
Happy birthday. Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
David. Thank you, Jackie.
Cheers.
David was.
Here's to you.
Go to sleep and go to sleep, Aussies.
Night, night.
Night, everyone. Thank
That
you.
looks like a walnut
It's good
whip.
to see you again.
Shivering Denizens Group.
Well
He
done.
looks exactly like a walnut whip.
Thanks, Rita and
Anyone
Donald.
blowing the cake candle out?
Oh,
There's a lovely cake.
Kiss.
Bye, Christine. Bye, Katerina.
Bye, Christine.
Thank you.
Well done, Christine.
Both of them.
So nice to meet you all.
Well done, Christine. Good to see you, Christine. Well done.
Christine.
God bless. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Night, Kev.
Take care.
Forgive me, Baker. Forgive me, Alan. I love you.
We all love our baker.
Was
We all
great.
love our baker.
Some of us do.
We all love our baker.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Joe.
Yo, waiter. I'm going.
See you, Simon. Thanks very much.
Simon.
Good night, everybody.
Night, night. See you,
Bye,
Baker.
later.
See you in the morning.
Baker.
Well done, Joe and Jane, and Reed for organising everything as well. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Ladies did it really, yeah.
Yeah, Joe and Jane, fantastic.
I'm so happy Jane was at my back. I'm so happy she was at my back. It's great.
Lisa, thank you, honey.
Thanks, everybody.
That passed a
Thank
few
you.
hours.
Bye. I'm a big fan of your column.
Thanks, Jane.
Bye.
Oh,
Hi, Claudia.
Colin was an
Yeah.
big surprise.
is
I'm
Bruno
a
still
German
in?
groupie now.
Hey, David, what's the name of that song you just sang there?
That's called Caisson by a band called Cold Chisel. It's probably the biggest band in Australia for a long time, outside of AC/DC. So yeah, 1970s.
Oh, it's really good.
Guy written by a guy called
Tune
Don
into
Walker.
Triple M. If you
Hey?
tune into Triple M, you'll hear it
Every second ad break, yeah.
every day.
I love it, mate. I grew up with that. I grew up with that.
It's
I love
beautiful.
it.
It's so good. It was like that song, There's a Hole in Daddy's Arm Where All the Money Goes.
Hi. I just say
More Aussie than Jimmy Barnes.
Jimmy Barnes, yeah.
Jimmy
that's it.
Barnes is that, yeah.
Who's from Scotland?
I'm a massive Barnesy fan. Massive.
Yeah, Barnesy.
Yeah.
I went-
Barnesy. Grew up on that shit.
Mate, I've seen him twice.
I've
It's
seen him
fantastic.
in
And
at
Cold
East,
Chisel. Yeah.
Sydney Eastern Showgrounds or something. Yeah.
Let's go.
Ah.
Thank you.
Right. Well done, everyone.
Fab.
Good enough. Thank you, everybody. And happy
Thank
birthday.
you. Thanks,
Well done, Colin. Love to see you. Thanks, Kev.
God bless.
Sorry to get you up, mate.
Yeah, thanks for waking me
Yeah.
up.
Thanks, Donal, for a fantastic
My
song.
spirit's gonna thank me for this.
Vanessa.
Thanks,
Having great.
Yeah.
Happy. Woo.
Well done, Joe. You're gonna have
Sing,
go
Joe,
back
mate.
to bed, mate.
It happened.
Yeah.
I should have been up for work 4:15. It's 5:20. I've slept in an hour, so I can't go back to sleep now.
Oh, I see.
Whoa,
So I'm
whoa.
just gonna hop,
Get your
skip,
sleeping
and jump
patterns
from-
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Catch up tonight.
Well, beginner starts in an hour, mate. You can get in early.
that's what I'm thinking. I go to Muji and do some meditation, and then kick off to there. Yeah, my plan, the weekend plan.
Where's Bartley? Is he gone?
No, I think
But-
it's there.
Is Bartley going to do another song?
Oh, you're going to do another song, Bartley?
Go on, Bartley.
Bartley, are you going to do a Beatles song?
Yes.
Come on.
I wasn't gonna do a Beatles song, but
Oh, no, sorry. You do whatever you want. Sorry, mate.
Oh. Mute all.
I'll go be your whip.
You look like
You have to unmute Bartley. There's a Zoom conversation if there ever was one. Classic. You have to unmute, but there you go, mate.
I didn't really have a song in my head, but I was just kind of doodling. Another kiss before I go. Let's make it one to remember. I think some of you might know that one. Do it sweet and do it slow. Another kiss before I go. The taxi man is waiting. He has a job to do. And even though it's raining, I just can't let go of you. Another kiss before I go. Let's make it one to remember. Do it sweet and do it slow. Another kiss before I go. The taxi man is wondering
Wow. Cheers, Bartley. It's good to see you, Bartley. We miss you, mate. Big time.
Come back.
Big time. Come back to us.
Sadness round Caisson.
Ah.
You got somebody singing along with you there, David.
I know. Great song. All right. So listen, this is going to be. I'm going to record the audio. I'm going to put it on a YouTube link, and I'll send it out to everyone so you can share it around and everything if you want. Audio only. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get off, you guys. We'll see you later. We'll leave the room open anyway. See you.
See you, Dave. Thanks for everything.
See you, Dave.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you, Jackie. Bye, Lou.
No. What?
Oh,
You were muted.
I was muted on purpose. Go on, Bartley. I've missed these on a Friday.
Is it Friday? Oh, no.
No, she misses them on Friday.
It's lovely to see you all.
It's lovely to see you. Lovely.
I should have known better.
I wonder if he's free tomorrow morning.
You love me too. You love me.
It's a shame it doesn't work on multi-screen so people can sing together.
Yeah, I wanted to sing Amazing Grace with all of you.
Yeah, you can't do it though, unfortunately.
No. Anyway.
My tones, that's probably not a bad thing.
Can you unmute Joe too?